So we have a bit of a chat here. So yeah, thank you for taking some time out of your day. Have a small chat. Really been enjoying like all the stuff you guys have been putting out in regards to the music, regards to all the lore that's been coming out. And I guess like just for starters, I want to ask is was this all planned out? Like the whole sort of this series, the lore, the whole Tyrannotopia sort of
Yeah,
lore thing.
yeah, it was planned out ever since basically when I joined the band like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
We had like a complete overall,
Okay.
and like with the Tsukuyomi EP, wasn't that certain with the lore and stuff. But as Tyrannotopia basically began to form and got released, there have been some glimpses of like a lore here and there,
Yeah.
but it wasn't something firm to grasp. It wasn't up until Dawn of Corruption and
Hmm.
basically Dusk of Anguish also.
Yeah.
Uh, there wasn't so much focus on the lore overall because well, Tyrantopia was our debut album, and there was more music on more concern on delivering
Hmm.
the music that will represent us. So
Yeah, of course. Of
it,
course.
it would be maybe for us at that time might be kind of risky to go too deep into the lore with no foundation.
Yeah, yeah. Because the way I kind of saw was like as a funny reference, it kind of reminded me of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe
Yeah,
in a weird way. Sort of
yeah, yeah.
spliced in with like also Star Wars because it was like we're going into this sort of prequel sort of section
Yeah.
with the stuff.
I'm really a huge fan of like Final Fantasy and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So that took a big toll.
Yeah, and I assume that had some influence to do with like sort of this Cthulhian mythos that you've created.
Yeah.
Yeah, and could I ask, like, were you like the main person behind the lore stuff, or was that just as a whole band you did it?
I'll say everybody has their input into it. Like story wise, it's me and Elmer, our bassist,
Yeah, yeah.
and then music wise to make the feelings more underlined and stuff like that. There's the other guys for.
Nice,
Because
nice.
they're better with music, I'm better with words, and then we just combine it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I definitely noticed, at least with Dusk of Anguish, like you started bringing out these lore pages to really sort
Yeah.
of bolster the whole sort of mythos behind everything you're doing. And even when I was listening to Dawn of Corruption, when I first listened to it, I got this sense that there was a lot more of a conceptual thing going on compared to Tyrannotopia. Whereas I think I saw Tyrannotopia as sort of like it was a series of songs that had a vague sort of story
Yeah,
behind it.
exactly.
So I assume like after Tyrannotopia was a sort of a collective decision should we to go deep into this idea.
Yeah, with the EPs, there have been more focus on the songs itself. That's why we even released it as an EPs and not as a full length all at once.
Yeah.
Because that way we could focus more on the 6 songs on Dawn of Corruption, focus more on that and that.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
well, we could have like more emphasis on what's actually happening with the story and stuff like that, and don't have to rush it
Yeah.
in like just one album.
No, of course.
Uh,
Of
and
course.
Yeah, basically story wise, both are just like the song wise.
Hmm.
The Can I say?
No worries.
Uh, I lost my words.
No, no, no worries. No worries.
um, yeah, so basically, the song wise, the story of the songs is basically, well, as you said, it's part of a concept, but it only takes like a moment
Yeah.
of the story. It doesn't like no. I guess there is no song that covers like a full decade in a story. For example,
Yeah.
it's mostly either an emotion
Mm-hmm.
or like a 5 minutes of the story.
Right.
And
Okay.
yeah, the lore itself is one book. So yeah.
One thing I did notice when I was doing the live stream of Dusk of Anguish was that at the very end it said end of phase two. So with that, I'm going to take the gander and say like, there's a third one, isn't there, coming?
Well, I guess we made it obvious.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, there might be.
and also the thing saying like Oblivion coming.
Yeah. It's not like Elder Scrolls Oblivion,
Oh, that'd be
but
that'd be great if you like sampled some of that Oblivion soundtrack in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stand right there, criminal scum.
Oh yeah, or all those Oblivion memes I've been seeing, like the NPC stuff.
Yeah, like I've been watching these a lot, like random encounters in public and with Oblivion music in the background. It's
I love.
hilarious.
I'm not gonna lie, I love those memes as well. My favorite's the Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg one.
Oh yeah. I don't know how much I can spoil. You know.
I mean, say as much as you want. Like, I feel like being the third, I assume it's like a trilogy. It's gonna be.
Yeah, like it's gonna
This is the Revenge of
conclude.
the Sith sort of a situation.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Okay, okay.
No, maybe I
All
would
right,
say
is it more
like
Return of the King?
Return of the King. Yeah,
Okay, Return of the King.
yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, it doesn't end there for
Oh,
now.
okay. So this is just gonna be like a one part of a more
Yeah,
extended
it's
universe.
basically the new trilogy of Star Wars,
Like,
and
okay, you are going to Star Wars route. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, we're going Star Wars in
Going
this.
full Star
Yeah,
Wars. Huh? And
yeah,
no, that's really dope. And like, I gotta say, the imagery that you've chosen for the whole thing is just outstanding. Because that was like one of the things that really caught me onto your music was I got onto you with Tyrannotopia,
yeah.
mainly because that cover. That's insane. That cover, like whoever designed it, that it looks so like grotesque and like in your face.
Yeah,
Reminding me of bands like Ingested, and in some cases like even a Cannibal Corpse sort of a thing.
yeah. That one was actually we had to change over on that one because originally it was like a bluish greenish and had all this like underwater feeling to it.
Yeah, yeah.
But then we decided to change it so it's not like too mermaidy and
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. Because it feels like it's a bunch of lobsters like on that cover.
Yeah, it's underwater, like in the depths.
Mm,
But
mm.
yeah, it was done by Pedro Sena, who
Nice.
also did Ingested, Mental Cruelty,
Okay, that
previous
makes
two
perfect sense.
albums,
Yeah, yeah.
and stuff like that. So we wanted something fleshy and uh we wanted to have our own like this slime monster, which was like a trend back then.
Yeah.
So
Is it kind of like Within Destruction?
yeah, exactly.
Those memes about their sort of covers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people actually compared the Death Wish cover and the Tyrantopia cover that yeah, it's a rip-off and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
And yeah, but it's just the monsters are in the same position, but ours was made like 2 years before even uh Within Destruction announced the album. So yeah,
Okay.
back
Okay.
on that.
No
But yeah,
way.
we're good friends anyway.
Yeah.
It,
Of
it,
course.
it,
Of
it's
course.
it's just good lots.
Yeah.
It's just good
Definitely.
lots.
Definitely. Um.
When it came to these with Dawn of Corruption and such, I really enjoyed Kalen's work, Kalen Stockerman's,
Yeah. It's
because he
really
has
clean.
this old occult feeling, and I always wanted something like that, and was really about all this occult imagery and stuff.
No. And
And
yeah.
at the time, I was playing a lot of Bloodborne, so
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
heavily influenced.
No. Of
Uh,
course. Of course.
Dark Souls and everything, and I'm all about that medieval stuff. So
No. For sure. For sure. As I assume then by chance would you know the anime Berserk and the
yeah,
manga?
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Like and no, that's great. No, because I really thought like the covers were really clean and it really exemplified what the Dawn of Corruption was conveying. Because definitely on Dawn of Corruption, listening to it, you get way more of this ominous occult
Yeah,
aesthetic going with it. The sort of choiry stuff that was done in the title track, and even on Dusk of Anguish, where you added in more of a tribally section
yeah,
in the title track there as well. And in general, it's just overall a very mature level of writing compared to like let's say like Tyrannotopia.
Yeah. Well, for Tyrannotopia, it was originally it was supposed to be just an EP,
Oh,
but then
okay.
we signed to Unique Leader, and we decided to make it a full and then go all out.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I could say like in the consistency there was spanning a song written in like 2 year span. Like there
yeah,
wasn't been like a general sit down and do the tracks, but it was like more of a collection of, hey, we can do this, we can do that, we can do that. So it was more like we were still kind of finding ourselves, and
oh,
we
okay.
found that.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah,
And as it came to Dawn of Corruption and Dusk of Anguish, uh, we like with the artwork, it was a long process. Like we've been going back and forth with the artist.
yeah,
So so he would capture it as much as possible. It was first artwork we got, which was like uh made on commission. Like it wasn't a pre-made.
yeah.
So so that's like it was a nice process. Kalen
Hmm.
is a really good guy, and I really sat down with him and brainstormed a lot, filled him in on the lore. So we build it around the music as well,
So,
and especially as, for example, Dawn of Corruption is more
mm.
this dreadful, and Dusk of Anguish is like more of to representing the anguish, to be
Oh,
like
okay.
more angry, like more emotional. That's why the songs are that way as well.
Yeah, because I definitely noticed that when I compare the two albums, two EPs, is that there's definitely a very distinct difference. Which is one, I thought that was great. I think I've mentioned it like briefly where I had this concern going into Dusk of Anguish that it was going to be a bit of a copy paste job, and the fact that
Yeah,
you made it a unique EP on its own to have its own standing in sort of the series of it all, which I thought was great. I think like with the use of synthesis, like I noticed in certain sections, the
yeah,
choirs, and like might as well get onto like even the some of the writing and composition behind it as well. Specifically on like tracks like Cryogenesis, which like just to say on the topic, I was wondering when it comes to like a guest feature, when writing a song, do you have the guests in mind before writing the song, and are you tailoring the song to the guest or sort of like a 50-50 split sort of thing?
I would say 50-50. Like every time I pick a guest vocalist or a guest in general, it's that I don't pick a name
Mm-hmm.
like just because somebody is hyped. I'm gonna get him on the track.
Yeah,
Like that's a no. Like I don't want just a name on the track.
yeah,
I want the guest to contribute towards it.
of
So
course.
that's why I approached, like every time when I approached somebody, it was with made them familiar with the lore and made
Yeah,
them put themselves into it.
of course.
So I would say it's 50-50. Like when sometimes when we write, it's like, yeah, he's gonna be perfect fit,
Mm-hmm.
and we go for that. And sometimes it's we just uh like do the opposite.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but every time it's that we try to get friends on, like
Hmm.
on all the guest features so far. It's been basically friends. Like we want to have our friends on.
No, of course, of course, of course. No, that's great to hear. That's great to hear. Yeah, because like when I listen to Cryogenesis, it definitely when I don't know if it's pronounced Loki or Lochi.
Loki.
Loki.
Yeah,
When he was on, I definitely got the sense like it felt like Alpha Wolf was there as well,
yeah,
with the synthetic stuff happening in the background, as well as like his voice being sort of really intermingled in such a perfect way. And also liking the fact that it wasn't just he was there for one section and then
yeah,
we're just gonna move on.
yeah. That we wanted to do because you don't see it very often. It's mostly when a guest vocalist gets on, and most points it's just, oh, there's this part. It's obvious that it's gonna have a guest vocalist, and it's just like this separated section which doesn't really fit with the song as well, and that's what we don't like. And as we've been writing Cryogenesis, that this was the example of like, oh shit, this would fit Loki perfectly. So that's why we went ahead to get Loki on it.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, it blew my expectations.
No, definitely.
When I heard it first time, it was amazing.
No, for sure. It was just, yeah, I was not expecting that because I saw the name and I was like, could that actually work? Because like he's coming from the hardcore background and like you guys being very much the down tempo, brutal, in your face, 110%. But no, it was definitely pulled off. Definitely pulled off really well. I also like to like ask about sort of just like more about the writing. Is that being that you as a band, you're from sort of like kind of like two different cultural backgrounds in a way.
Yeah, two different countries as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I was wondering if sort of like that other cultural background being a part of like sort of the writing process as well, because I have noticed that some lyrics, I don't know if what language they're in.
Slovak, yeah.
Yeah, Slovak. So I'm wondering if you brought in sort of like the more traditional Slovak instrumentation as well into the writing.
I don't know. Like, I don't know anything, for example, about music theory and
okay, fair enough.
anything at all. So from me, it's all emotions. Like even when we wrote these two EPs, it was mostly a night calls over Skype, and
okay.
Vlad or Nuri were writing riffs. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, let's repeat that one. Let's play that. So I was more like a man in the background telling like, okay, let's try to do this and that. Like not generally speaking that, yeah, I wrote that riff because I can't riff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was kind of like nitpicking the stuff.
No, of course, because
yeah, it was. But all in all, it was everything was collaborative effort. Like once every time we finished the guitars and stuff, we sent it over to our drummer. He did his magic as always, and
yeah, that drumming, damn, that drumming.
Yeah,
because I think I briefly I had a chat with Simon about it, and he was telling me like there was mostly MIDI drums, so yeah. No, but I got.
But he can play it all live even better. So.
Okay, that's the most important part, of course. Yeah, it can be done live. Because I feel like the bar for drummers. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's a bit hard to write like broad since we can't be together, but at the same time, it's you get used to it real quick. So
yeah,
I mean, this is all both EPs.
Mm-hmm.
Been written over Facebook Messenger, so.
Oh wow, that's impressive. Yeah. That's impressive. Yeah, because the whole the whole pandemic thing, or was this been always happening even before the pandemic, sort of a situation?
I would say not necessarily, but vocal-wise, it was always like this. Like I probably recorded just one song with the guys, like on place. Like we live just like 2 hours flight, but
okay.
It's not really necessary for me to fly there, and when I can record over here.
Yeah, of course.
And in the end, like I'm coaching my stuff over here with vocals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, they were gonna hear it before production anyway. So
yeah.
So it's not like necessity for me to travel there.
Yeah.
But when it comes to touring and all that, definitely. I mean, that's obvious.
I know. Oh man. Oh, it must suck like not being able to tour. It's been so long since I've seen a live gig.
Yeah. We had so much plans, and yeah, it shattered.
I know. But if I'm correct, I know at least in Netherlands they're trying to do stuff with like sit down festivals or something like that.
I have no clue on that.
Okay, fair enough. I think it's just a desperation of something live.
I've been with the guys in Netherlands, like last week. I
Yeah.
flew in exactly a week back,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, like it was like everything was staggering there since the COVID and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know yet. But
No,
I
okay.
just want it to be all over already because
No, for sure, for
I think
sure.
it's too much.
No, I was suggesting to my friends the idea of like doing sort of like a fan tour as well, where you just go to gigs around like Europe instead of just one spot, so you can just travel as much as possible
Yeah.
just for gigs. Mm, for sure. But yeah, but I will say your vocal performances, damn, they're solid. They're solid.
Thank you.
Yeah, and like I definitely get the sense of like what is it like that pushing like to the next level sort of situation, because I definitely see like there is like a huge like new standard when it comes to vocalists in this genre, and the fact that no, it's really good, like you've been able to keep up with like some of the best at the
Yeah.
moment.
Well, I haven't really checked out much of like new vocalists or new bands in general for a couple of years
Yeah.
because I'm like 24/7 busy with my projects,
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
and I briefly check something new. But to be honest, I'm not really fan of this new standard of like these tunneled roads and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not really
No, I get what you
about it.
mean.
Like
Like,
I'm still kind of in the yeah, I'm still kind of in those MySpace days where you
mm,
have a lot of highs and basically with us having a lore and a story to tell,
yeah,
the enunciation needs to be perfect and yeah, I really put a lot of emphasis to enunciate everything properly. Like,
yeah,
okay, big squeals, gutturals here and there, of
yeah,
course,
of course. No,
but yeah, I wanted to keep that up and to have it as basically my thing. That even live and everything, that I enunciate everything properly and not go like there was this video of CJ from the Artist Martyr going just rah 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 on the
yeah,
live show.
yeah.
Um, so I'm definitely not going there.
No, that is one thing I definitely do appreciate about you, because I do bring this up sometimes when I'm like reacting. I think a band in particular is like Signs of the Swarm, where it's like I don't have a clue what you're saying at all.
Yeah, but of in their case, I find it fun. Like I don't really care about the lyrics,
mm,
but David makes it sound nasty and fitting and unique because like his
that's true.
vocal style it is unique. It's not like every other cookie cutter tunnel throat.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
it's basically the thing with current vocalists. Maybe I'll upset somebody, but
Nah, it's fine.
everybody everybody starts to sound the same. You
Yeah,
either do super low gutturals, I don't know what, with like explicitly too much gain on your vocals, so
yeah,
you're actually like really quiet,
yeah, yeah.
or
You're
or
cupping the
either you
mic
do
so much.
yeah, or either you do tunnel throats, which are basically like a cheat code for highs and
Yeah, yeah,
can't do proper highs. Like I don't know. Like for me myself, I'm really loud.
yeah.
When it comes to like the natural voice without the mic and stuff.
Of course, yeah,
Uh, and yeah, when I see everybody, every vocalist like yeah, I go super low and stuff like that.
mm,
But outside of all the EQs and stuff, it's just
yeah. It's just crushing that voice with as much limiters and compressors to
yeah,
make it
exactly.
audible. But then it just sounds like you're putting it through like an amplifier to
Yeah.
some extent.
And that's why I kind of like stopped listening to like new bands
Okay. So
because like I always listen to bands because of vocalists, but I
mm,
mean okay, I'm a vocalist,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. You get a
so
bit more pickier in that sense.
yeah, that was my basically every time my first go to, but
Mm,
nowadays like every vocalist sounds the same, like even the tone, it seems like everybody watched the same video and
Yeah,
and stopped there, like didn't continue working on themselves. Like for
yeah.
example, I've been doing vocals for around 11 years now,
Oh, okay, wow.
and
Yeah,
I started doing inhales. Then I found out it's not healthy, so I tried singing
yeah.
because I was a huge Bliff for My Valentine fan
We
and
all were.
wanted,
We all were. It's okay.
yeah. And I'm not ashamed. I fucking love him, and Trivium is the best band in the world.
Trivium is really solid.
Yeah,
Their latest album, I think, I don't know, it got me back onto them after
yeah,
like
exactly.
a long
Same.
while.
Like ever since high school, I
Yeah.
haven't been listening to them, but right now I'm living for it.
No, no, I get you because I think I took a huge break from Trivium after In Waves
Yeah,
because
same.
yeah, because I think it was what was the one after that? It was like the one with the video game cover, and then they had Silence in the Snow,
Oh yeah, yeah.
which
I don't know. I don't even know the name of the cosmic one. I
yeah,
don't
no,
know.
I don't even remember it
I
either.
don't even know what songs are there.
Yeah,
That was like
no, but no,
thick,
I
thick
love
something.
the latest Trivium. It was
Yeah,
perfect combination between the old and the new,
yeah, exactly.
and Matt sounding better than ever.
Yeah.
So then,
So
yeah,
I went from like trying to sing and I want to do like this
hmm.
harsh singing, but it turned out to be actually sounding more like the death metal growls and stuff. So I
Mm.
went, pushed for it, trained every day. Uh, I didn't know proper English back then, and
Yeah.
the internet wasn't full of tutorials on how to scream.
Yeah, yeah, of
And
course. Yeah.
so, so
I assume there's a lot of
uh,
emulation.
yeah, so I just tried, and that's how I got where I am. I was just trying, playing with my old band.
Mm.
Then when I really liked some band or some stuff like that, I was like, oh shit, I want to sound like that.
Of course.
And
Of course.
I tried to figure out it myself and
Mm-hmm.
found my way and my tone to do it.
No, for sure. Like listening to you, you've got a very distinct voice. It's a lot of power because as you say, like even acoustically, you have a lot of power behind your voice, which is as we've discussed, it's hard to find vocalists that can do that. Like acoustically can sound powerful.
Yeah.
And well, just to talk about it, it's like so what are some vocalists where you say that that sort of sort of started your vocal journey in that sense?
Yeah, definitely Mitch Locker.
Mitch, yeah,
That's like
like yeah,
that has to be.
rest in peace. But yeah,
Uh,
those highs will
then
never be replaced. Sorry, Eddie.
yeah, the highs, the highs.
Yeah.
Then I was a fan of Phil Bozeman, but I'm not that big of a fan to be like, okay, I want to sound like him. I mean, I respect his voice.
Yeah.
I love his voice,
Mm-hmm.
but I never been like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, of course.
I love him
Yeah.
doing Whitechapel, and that's him. Like that's like nobody can sound like him. I'm
Oh,
like
definitely not.
okay, stepping away from that. But definitely Adam Warren,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
shit,
Adam Warren. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
and like my recent or like early days of like finally finding myself was definitely Lou Griffin, like
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
his sort of like I was calling them like sewers. He had these like really gutturals which were actually like high pitched. It
Oh,
wasn't a
okay.
breeze or something.
Really?
Yeah, it was especially at the beginning of a Trophy of a Corporate Disfigurement, and
Yeah,
that song got me like into heavier deathcore and slam, you could say.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, this is sick. Like hands down to Luke.
Have
So
you had a chance to look at his trappier stuff as well?
yeah, yeah. I actually am sort of like a art director for the project.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Nice.
do 90% of the graphic stuff for him.
Damn, it's all coming together. All coming together.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. No, but
and yeah, I guess, and ever since, like, probably Luke Griffin was my like last influence, and that was like a 5-ish, 6 years ago maybe.
yeah.
And ever since, I I didn't really pay too much attention on any other stuff.
Yeah.
I actually never heard a song with Dickie Allen, to be honest.
I mean,
I always see the praise. I always see the praise, but I never heard him on a track.
I think Dickie Allen's voice is I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with it because sometimes he sounds insane, and sometimes I'm like, okay, this is just sounding a bit cartoony, a bit like with
All right.
where he's. I don't know if he tries to push for like the whole "it's so disgusting" it's almost a meme at this point.
Okay.
But that could just be because it's like a band like Infant Annihilator,
Yeah, yeah.
where the whole stag is just memey to an extent.
Yeah. Oh, I really slept a lot on Shadow of Intent and like Ben
Bender,
Doer,
man, he's insane.
and I checked them all out when Melancholy came out,
Mm.
and wow, like hands down to that guy. But yeah, like uh, from ever since Lou Griffin, I wasn't like in need of checking out new vocalists more than focusing on myself and doing my stuff to be there with them
Of course,
rather
yeah.
than be them.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. No, that's really dope. That's really dope to hear. It's definitely a journey, and I think at some point you do have to maybe consider at what point am I going to start doing my own thing versus how many times am I just going to keep trying to be someone else.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely why there you can sort of become a bit more of a distinct vocalist in the field. But no, definitely looking forward to the new stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot to look forward. Like we are all on pins and needles to
Oh really? Okay.
go out with that because it's been too long. And everything was basically done at the same time as Dawn of Corruption. So you
Yeah.
can imagine like how long we've been sitting on the stuff.
Oh god, yeah. Oh my god.
Like getting Dusk of Anguish out was
It's like a weight
like
off your
okay,
chest.
it's finally out.
Yeah, and now you're on this like climactic moment, just like what do we
Yeah.
do with it?
Yeah. So
We can't talk about it. We can't do anything about it. But pretty much the third EP is pretty much all set to go. It's just waiting for a date.
yeah, EP.
Yeah. And do you have a particular date in mind?
You'll see soon enough.
Oh, okay.
As I said, I don't know like when you want to put this out, so I don't want to spoil it too much.
Oh, I'm planning to hopefully have this interview out by tomorrow.
Okay. So then I would say like really soon.
Really soon. Okay, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
like maybe autumn 2021, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
you'll see.
But anyway,
Yeah, you got to keep eyes on us.
oh no, don't worry, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. It's no like their whole what is it, the Tyrant Covenant, that Facebook page been like really great just to like meet other people who are into the music as well, and people who are actually caring about the lore and the background to it.
Yeah, I love seeing that actually made purpose, because I was really skeptical about making it first, that it will just be a group and after a week it will turn into shit ton of spam.
No, yeah, that's always the worst case scenario. Yeah.
And actually it's pretty consistent. I'm really glad that we made it.
Yeah.
That way, even like it was generally made for promotion purposes, obviously, because Facebook's cutting down the reach, but mostly because since the lore isn't really as specific in the albums, to talk with people about the lore and maybe like show them more, explain them more in person, like what does this mean in the lyrics, and there we can explain it, and
No, that's great, and I guess with that, it's like, so what do you see for like the future of Distant, at least in this stage? Like,
well, I hope it will be bright. I mean, Dawn of Corruption itself opened a lot of doors for us.
Yeah,
since
for sure.
we stepped up with production, sound, writing, and made an image for us. Like made Distant.
Yeah, it definitely did.
I still think there's a lot of work to do, but with this whole concept, and when shows get back on track,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we are onto something. I don't want to like jinx anything or sound all high, but a lot of work, blood, and sweat is going into this project, and
For sure. For sure.
I think it shows. Like it takes its time,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
and yeah, it obviously was also risky to release like EP 6 months ahead of each other.
Yeah.
So it's a stunt,
It's definitely a
but
stun. I wasn't expecting a second EP so quickly, like
yeah.
after the first.
So like we still kind of need to find this consistency.
Mm-hmm.
That, for example, like even when we released Dawn of Corruption, maybe it was just us that we already had Dusk of Anguish finished by that time
Yeah.
when Dawn of Corruption released.
Yeah.
But for us, it felt like after a month that EP was already old.
Really? Okay.
And if that's to us, then there are definitely some people who feel the same,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why, like, especially in this age, everything is so quick. Like,
Yeah, it's very like fast. I don't know, fast fashion,
yeah,
fast food. Like, well, it's everything's quick turnaround times and constantly demand for
yeah,
new.
yeah. Like, I even noticed like when we released Dusk of Anguish, people already like a day after the release date were like, okay, where's the album? Or when the album released. Like, I mean, dude, we released the
Yeah,
new EP yesterday.
putting out an EP is not an easy feat. Like, we can't just
Yeah,
we can't just bring them out. This is not the top 40. Like,
yeah. So it's a fast era we live in, and it's really, you can see it really in all of the industry,
for sure,
and
for sure.
yeah, like it was risky. I think it went good.
Yeah,
I'm glad we did it this way, and um, I think we put our name out there with both of these EPs,
you definitely did,
and
for sure.
I hope that, as I said, like when tourings get back, we can fully use the potential of this concept and everything, because it really shows that uh, we had tours in the past,
Yeah.
but we just had like one like really big tour, which was 2019, which was our last tour.
Oof. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
And
that was with Ingested, Signs of Swarm, Within Destruction.
yeah.
It was a sick tour, and we gained a lot of fans through it, a lot
Yeah.
of
Of course.
recognition,
Yeah.
and uh, it really showed, and it really bumped us in people's books, even like with just Ironotopia out.
Yeah. It did for
Uh,
sure. For sure.
and that's why I think at this point we need these shows. We need to play for the people so they can witness it,
Yeah.
see it, enjoy it, and spread it all around. Because from my personal point of view, being on social media 24/7, I know this will sound dumb, but I still think that there is not as much of a talk about us on social media than as other bands on similar level than us. But that
Mm.
might just be me. But yeah, I still think that we have ways, like a lot of work to do, and to
Yeah.
gain more recognition on social media. I mean, it
Uh,
sounds dumb, but
I get what you mean. Like, I struggle with the social media stuff as well myself because it's in a way it's a 24/7 job that
yeah,
it's a gamble if you get anything back from it. But I definitely do see a bright future for you guys because since Dawn of Corruption came out, I've started seeing you everywhere because I did remember seeing you guys posting that you were in magazines, you were getting interviews in your
yeah,
respective countries, such as that. So there's definitely a demand for your style of music, and I think just maybe going back to the whole releasing like EPs and people asking for more music straight away. I think the fact that there's no live shows, it
Yeah.
it means people are just like, well, we'd love to see this live. So in that sense, I think once live shows do come back, there'll be a huge demand to see like the Dawn of Corruption series being played live. Like I can imagine even the stage production for that could look amazing as well. Like a very cult vibe to it.
Yeah, we had some plan. We have some plans for it, but it all comes down to that. Like,
yeah, of course.
How we will see. I want to definitely do some sort of like a state, like to have a wall show.
Yeah.
Happen, but I would say we could only afford to do it on our headline shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, for example, if we are open around a big tour and have 20 minutes for a set, there's no space to do some entree and do some
of course. Even though probably that's what the people want, like I can imagine.
Yeah.
But I will say, I guess when I get kind of like a silver lining to all this, like even though we have COVID and everything, it means that you could probably bring out the whole Dawn of Corruption trilogy and then tour the whole thing live.
Yeah. I mean, we already built a live set, and I can say that it only has 2 songs from Tyrantopia.
And fair enough. Because because like Tyrantopia was good, but I definitely see since Dawn of Corruption, it just went to the next level. Because
yeah, I mean, we feel it as well, like, because as I said, like Tyrantopia was written like in a span of 2 years. Like there wasn't really a consistency, and all the music was mostly written by our guitarist Nuri alone, and lyrics by me. And this way around, everybody did something.
Yeah.
Yano, our drummer, joined us in 2019. So back then, Nuri was writing the drums as well. So there wasn't a drummer's touch to it.
Okay.
Right now, it's more technical from the drum point of view.
Yeah.
And as well on the writing process, we all been involved in the process alone. Like, we had direct input during the writing and not like, I wrote something, okay, change that, done. But we went through it like from square one to the finished product together.
No,
it was either the guitarist alone or guitarist and a bassist, guitarist and a drummer, me and a guitarist, and that way. Like that's how all of these recent songs came out, basically.
Nice. No, it's definitely sounding amazing. Like the whole thing going on, and in some ways it's very unique. I don't really, as far as I can tell, besides like Acacia Strain, I haven't really seen like a band opt to do this really like extended universe sort of thing. Because I don't even think Acacia Strain's like Decay was like in a way like tied to another album, like having this huge arc. So I definitely see you guys pulling this off. I think from what we've heard so far, it's very promising, and I think when the climactic EP does come out, it'll be amazing, and then it'll tie perfectly into Tyrannotopia. And then
it's not a direct prequel to Tyrannotopia. It's more of like a focus on the story itself. Like Tyrannotopia, as I said, it's not something firm. It's like these glimpses. So, but it led towards it. Like Tyrannotopia in lore is just the land.
Right.
It's like a realm. So, yeah.
Right. Okay, I get it. No, that's really cool. That is really cool. But anyway, yeah. I just like to say like a huge thank you once again for taking the time of the day to have this chat.
Thank you as well.
Yeah, no, and no, definitely when the new stuff comes out, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on it. Yep, my reactions will come out, my reviews for all that stuff will come out. No, for sure, like I definitely see if the whole trilogy when it comes out, I could see this being like a really big deal in the deathcore community.
Yeah, hopefully, I hope so. Because it was a work. It was at some points. uh, we've been like, okay, we might bit too much of from the apple, and it was a bit hard to swallow. But in the end, I think we kind of managed every every little quakes and all that, and I think it came out perfectly. Like, it was definitely, it took a huge toll on us, but also we finally found our sound, found ourselves, our
Yeah.
ways of writing, and this whole thing like got us together as a band really tight.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And yeah, I'm really excited. Like, even if it's like not, maybe some people find boring because we're down tempo.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's a big achievement.
No, for sure. Like these long projects it is an achievement when it finally comes to fruition. It's
Yeah,
something tangible. I mean, you made a book for it. Like, it's
yeah,
so like I think it will have something. It's like because when it comes to like deathcore bands currently, like the only really big one that I'm thinking of to really compare is like Brand of Sacrifice, like doing
yeah,
that thing as well. But of course, they're doing their own sort of very distinct sort of sound, and you're doing your own very
yeah, yeah.
distinct sort of sound as well.
Yeah, well, the main idea behind the lore and like implementing it was to stand out from other bands because,
Mm.
like, let's face the facts, we are a down-tempo deathcore band, and there's a lot of down-tempo deathcore bands, and
Yeah.
there we don't want to be a heavy for the sake of being a heavy. We focus more on the atmosphere itself, and
Yeah.
the lore underlines it perfectly that it has actually some feeling, and we want to have somebody to experience the feeling while listening to our music and understanding the lore. Like, okay, we also want people to beat shit out of each other to our songs.
Yeah.
but but you can't beat shit out of each other when you're home or
Exactly.
anywhere.
I've
So have like some added, how you say,
like another layer, like or
yeah.
something
So
like that.
we are not just another down tempo band.
Yeah, because like currently when it comes to those types of bands, it's just sort of the fight to see who's the lowest and slowest.
Yeah, exactly. And I even had this talk uh about our last live stream
Hmm.
where people said like this and that band is heavier, and I'm like, okay, dude, like, okay, they are. I
Heavy
don't
is a
care.
very
Like,
subjective term.
yeah, that's true as well. But
Yeah.
also like, okay, they're heavier, but I don't care. I mean, we're doing our stuff and they're doing their stuff. They're great at it, and I'm not in this for some sort of a dick measuring contest, like
Well, yeah, of course.
who can get lower, who can get a lower tuning or slower breakdown.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, kudos if you can do that, but if that's the only thing you can do, sorry.
Yeah, because like there's more than just how low can you
Yeah,
go. Because like
yeah,
it's like for me personally, like listening to all this music from a sound engineering point of view, it's like after a while that you don't even really hear the low tuning anymore.
yeah, exactly.
It's just like, well, you're just
Like,
fighting with the bass, and now it's just
yeah,
sounding weird and muffled.
especially in cryogenesis, there was a question like, did we really need to add the last breakdown? And I was like, we didn't, but we did because why not? And that's
Yeah,
like, I
yeah.
guess double drop E or something,
Oh fuck,
and it's
Jesus.
it's literally just like a bass,
It is. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just like, okay, we act like being all serious and trying to keep our face being serious and all this mystique and occult, but at the same time we make fun.
Yeah, yeah. That's at the
I
end of the day,
mean,
you have to have some fun.
even with Hellmouth, as the song progressed and went slower and slower,
Mm-hmm.
there was supposed to be even a slower breakdown from the slow down one,
Oh my
but
god.
it might have been too ridiculous. It went down to like 30 BPM.
Oof. 30.
But yeah, or
Really?
25. I don't know. Like it was just basically it went half speed, half beat every time.
Oh, I didn't
And
notice
then
that
I
actually.
guess it ended up at 60. Like, I mean, the last breakdown went from I don't know what to, I guess,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
60. And
Yeah,
then originally it came down even more.
yeah. Oh my
But yeah, we decided to scratch that.
god. I mean, that sounds insane. Like we won't even like that must be so annoying for like if you're having like the click in your ear and it just gets halved, keeps getting halved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, uh, with our click tracks,
Mm.
I don't use them.
No,
I rather
you
not
just
use
feel it.
them.
You feel the slowness.
Yeah, like every time, like even with my old band, like click found me like being really disturbed with it.
Yeah.
But if I was to hear clicks for example, even for cryogenesis,
Mm-hmm.
there's a section which goes up by like 4 BPM,
Okay.
and like these slight changes, like you don't hear them really well, but you can feel them. But
Yeah,
they are
yeah.
there. So
Oh yeah,
so
definitely.
if I would focus on playing something in 70 BPM and then it goes to 74, no.
Yeah, because then you just get off time, and then who
Yeah,
knows when you're gonna come on the beat.
yeah,
Oh no, it. I guess like I keep forgetting. Like sometimes like, you got to think about like, do we really need that extra breakdown? Like,
yeah. Like, yeah, we've been really hesitant with these EPs. Like, there's been a lot of stuff where we scratched out some stuff, even some songs like completely. There was this one song which started really fast, then it
mm-hmm.
went to a build up, and it gradually slowed down for like 3 minutes,
So okay, wow, yeah,
and it was like just absurdly slow.
yeah.
Like, but we've been like, okay, let's just not do that.
No, of course. There's
And
got to be a limit. There's got to be a limit
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. Same goes with like the surprise breakdowns. Like, I think like we reached the like first couple of times, it was like the surprise element was there,
Mm-hmm.
but we reached it, and people kind of expect it from us now. So
Yeah.
so I want to stray away from there
Yeah,
for
yeah,
stuff, for example, because don't want to for it to be too expectable. Like
yeah.
we kind of did it like on both EPs to have it for the sake of like having it because people like it,
Yeah.
and why not? Like, in the end, we do the music for the people.
Yeah, of course.
If
Of
they
course.
enjoy it and if they go batshit crazy, I'm all happy. We
Yeah.
are all happy, and but I don't want to go there and listen to people talking about, yeah, they do the same trick and
Of
they stuff
course.
sounds all the same.
No,
And
yeah.
yeah,
That's the
some
tough part. Yeah.
yeah,
Keeping people engaged for a long time.
yeah.
And
But that's why we kind of like, when you check every release we have so far, you have the slow song, you have uh beat your grandpa to
mm-hmm.
song,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a really fast song, like
Yeah.
for example, Graveborn or Enslavement. Like, so we can show like, oh hey, we are not just chugging our
Yeah.
8 string guitars. Like, yeah,
Of
we
course,
can
yeah.
go pretty fast and technical.
No, which is good
So
that you do provide that sort of
yeah,
variety to all
yeah.
this chaos. That there's always something, there's some changes, there's something unique about every track going into it.
And that's what we try to keep up to, not have uh like there always gonna be somebody who say like, yeah, your stuff sounds all the same. I noticed that like when we released the lyrics video for Graveborn, which is like
Mm-hmm.
fastest song we ever had, and
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
says, yeah, it sounds like all the other stuff. I'm like, dude, have you actually listened to that song? Like, this is a 200 BPM song, and you say
Yeah.
like it's SR 2 BPM song. Like, no way.
No, it's just some people like they just take the what is it, the first impression as the only impression,
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
in a sense
I
because
sometimes I feel like people just check the thumbnail, doesn't even don't even check the song itself, and then go like, "Oh shit, this band sucks because they're slow." Okay,
I mean,
yes,
and then
we
you,
are.
but then you have like on the other side, you have some tech death bands going like too fast as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't enjoy like bands that are like fast. Like, what's the point even? Like, okay, you can fiddle diddle, and yeah, cool.
Yeah, but I just feel like when you're going at those speeds, like 200, like 240, 250, you lose a lot of the character in
Yeah,
the writing, where
yeah. I
you,
mean, it's admirable
it's
for first,
virtuosistic playing, I would say, something
yeah,
like that.
for first 5 minutes, but to enjoy the full show, I don't know.
Yeah,
But I mean, speaking from point of view of playing in a deathcore band, I'm the one to say. But
no, I definitely get what you mean because like I don't know if people like this, but like Jason Richardson, I don't know if you know the guitarist.
yeah, yeah,
I I'm not the biggest fan. Like
I
he,
liked
he's got the
I liked him
chops,
on.
but
I love him in Discovery.
yeah, Discovery's good. Yeah, it's
That's like top tier from his work. But as he got into Chelsea Grin, oh man, no.
yeah, because there's the whole Chelsea Grin thing where he kind of just changed the whole tone of the band,
Yeah, I
kind of.
mean, it sounded good. It wasn't Chelsea Green, but it wasn't my thing. I respect it as a musician, but yeah, Discovery is my hill to die on.
Mm. No, no, of course, great album, great album. I think the track, what was it the Stars one? I you know the one
Follow
with
the signs.
yeah, Follow the Signs. Yep,
Yeah,
that's the one.
yeah,
That's like one of my favorites of all time from the band,
yeah,
for sure,
yeah.
for sure.
Same. I had my Born of Osiris phase. I was a huge fanboy.
Oh, nice, nice. I was more the Veil of Maya sort of side.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like Suicide Silence was my main binge,
yeah. Hmm.
but then Born of Osiris, Oceano, and stuff like that. I really enjoy Veil of Maya, but only like ID
Oh, okay,
that
yeah.
that album, and I didn't really like Eclipse and stuff like that. I just didn't really click with me. Like
No, no, fair enough.
even Idea, I guess there was just like two songs which I really enjoying.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I
Uh,
never was into all these Meshuggah type bands or like these
uh, yeah,
gent
yeah, yeah, of course, of course.
chopped bands.
The uber choppy stuff.
Yeah.
But no, you're saying Suicide Silence. I'm just thinking. So, what do you think about the current Suicide Silence?
I actually checked it last week for the first time.
Yeah.
And I really like that they got back on their tracks with their tone. Like,
Mm,
uh, I was listening to them ever since like Cleansing. Wow,
yeah. It's a
too long.
long time ago. Yeah.
Favorite album is No Time to Bleed for sure
Mm,
because that was like it wasn't as furious as Cleansing, but
mm-hmm.
it has this atmosphere which I really love.
Oh yeah, for sure. Disengage for the win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And Black Crown, I didn't really like the whole new metal thing they were trying to go with.
It was
Like
definitely like an experiment.
you could really hear like the new metal influence and even like having Jonathan Davis on
Yeah,
track.
yeah, yeah.
Like that's like it was a good album, but it didn't really struck with me that much. Like you could see that they've been going to aim for like more generic audiences to
Yeah,
step outside of the deathcore books.
of course, of course.
Uh, then You Can Stop Me. I didn't even bother listening.
I mean, there wasn't much to listen than that.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Uh,
felt like that album was more just because we have a new vocalist does not mean we're changing our
yeah.
tone.
Yeah.
We're still Suicide Silence, and then of course the self-titled happened.
Uh, I mean, okay. I made fun. Yeah.
We all made fun of it.
But I mean, it's all in all, it's a solid record, but it wasn't Suicide Silence. It was that like it felt like Black Crown 2.0, and I never was like a new metal kid. Like, okay,
Hmm.
I enjoyed a shit ton of Linkin Park and stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I was never like even when the wave of like new metalcore bands kicked in,
yeah.
or
Hmm.
uh like when Sworn In came out as a band. I enjoyed that, but then there was like a shit ton of bands doing the same thing,
Yeah.
and everybody was fangirling over these, and I was like, okay, like it's the same thing with same synthwave visuals, and
Yeah.
I like,
Yeah.
okay, I love it, but don't mix it.
No, no, of course, of course.
And yeah, like I checked out just like a couple of songs from the Hunter x Hunter or Hunter Hunted. I don't know how it's called.
Yeah, it's just called The Hunter. I'm actually
Ah,
not
okay,
100% sure. Yeah.
okay. And I think they first released an instrumental.
Yeah, I think it was
That was like, oh shit, this is cleansing back.
we're
Like
back
I
with the
really
cleansing,
liked
yeah.
everything. Like it was more mature,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it was more. It was still that had that rawness. And I really enjoyed it.
Fair enough, yeah.
I was never a big fan of All Shall Perish and Eddie's vocals,
Mm.
but on this record, I was like, oh, okay, this,
He's coming into his own a bit, yeah.
yeah, like I could get behind it. His highs are still not Mitch, but
I don't think
yeah,
anybody will ever be like Mitch's eyes.
yeah,
Had so much
uh,
character to them.
yeah, exactly.
Mm.
But all in all, really solid record. Like I was surprised that they went kind of back to that, like going back for that uh deathcore sound,
Mm-hmm.
as they've been
Yeah.
labeled as a general deathcore band for ages
Yeah,
when
of
they
course, of course.
sort of invented it.
Yeah.
So I like that they like embraced it and not didn't want to stray away from it completely.
No, for sure, for sure, for sure. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I probably don't want to take any more of your time, but no,
I have all day.
no, but no, I gotta say a huge thank you for having a chat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
and
fun.
no, for sure, for sure. It's because like it's nice to finally have a chat, like and you know when we've vaguely like messaged each other like back and forth, but actually have a sit down and chat. No, it's nice to like talk to like meet new
Yeah.
people, even if it's online.
It's nice to talk to people after 2 years.
Oh yeah, of course, of course, of course. But anyways, like if you want, yeah, if you want to shout out anything at all, go for it.
Yeah, I want to shout out you
Oh,
for
cheers.
doing best reactions and reviews, because
Oh,
what we love about you as a band, like we always wait for your reviews,
yeah,
because you put so much depth into your reviews and so much detail, and even like check the background of the band and everything,
yeah,
and that's like not really usual what you see, like for what I saw so far.
yeah.
Like there are a lot of reactionists and stuff like that who enjoy the stuff as well,
Hmm.
but you also look into the side of like the sound and more into like the specifics and like the technical
Yeah.
side of the stuff.
It comes
So
from yeah.
I really enjoy that.
No, that's I greatly appreciate it. I think it just mainly comes from the fact that because before COVID I was doing live sound engineering and you know
Oh,
mixing and
nice.
stuff like that, and usually then that would be my time where I could just binge talk as much as I want about technicalities with like whoever was willing to listen. And then that ended, so I was like, okay, nobody's really wants to talk about that stuff right now, so I'm like, screw it,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make videos of me rambling about this
Yeah,
stuff.
that's cool.
Mm.
And I think you're doing great.
Nah, cheers, man. Cheers, man. It really means a lot. But no, looking forward to the next release. I think you're gonna have a pretty solid trilogy. It'll be like the Avengers trilogy,
Yeah.
that level of
Yeah.
stuff. But anyway, so I hope you have a good rest of your day, and yeah,
Same.
we'll
Thank you so much.
no worries, and yeah, we'll keep in contact. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Have a good one.
Have a good one.